Falcons fans. How are we feeling, y'all? How are we feeling? Because personally, I'm feeling good right now. I mean, do we still have a little questions? Right, we do have a little questions right now. Question marks about the Falcons offense. My heart's still beating from that Falcons game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, it's still beating. It hurts. It hurts. But we came up with a W. Young Wei Koo, as I told everybody, was gonna have a game winner. We got a game winner, man. But I just don't know how I feel right now. I really don't know 100% how I'm feeling about the Atlanta Falcons. They just drive me crazy, man. Golden, how are you feeling about today's game?
Well, the offense ain't good. I can tell you that much. Bijan had a terrible game again, bro. And when our big players aren't stepping up like that, obviously games are gonna be close like this. But props to the defense because they continue to play well this year. Obviously, it was against Derek Carr. Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins had a pretty identical game. I looked at the numbers, and it's really close. Like they
A
pretty
lot
much
of mid, right?
a lot of mid, yeah. But Derek Carr turned up in the second half, obviously, as we saw. It was kind of predictable at the end, though. I mean, I literally texted you. I said Saints touchdown and then Koo field goal. So I mean, it was pretty simple, bro. But yeah, Koo is the player of the game today for sure.
Well, with that being said, I think we should probably deep dive into this Falcons game, Falcons and Saints. Go ahead and pull up the stats for the
Yeah.
Falcons and Saints game. Give us a deep dive of that game.
All right. Well, obviously the final score was 26-24 on the Koo game winner. We had 315 yards. They had 366, so they had more yards. They had two turnovers though, which was costly for them. And then we only had one. They had more first downs. They had the ball for a lot longer time. They had more third down conversions, but obviously none of that really mattered in the end. Our defense was still able to get stops when it mattered. And Koo player of the game. He went 4 for 4. He had the longest field goal in the history of Mercedes-Benz Stadium at 58 yards. So never a doubt from Koo, wherever he could kick from the parking lot. It does not matter. He went 2 for 2 on extra points, and he scored 14 points. So he scored 14 of our 26 points. So, Koo, like you said, we predicted this in our predictions. I mean, we said Koo was going to have a big game, and he did. So it's not really that much of a surprise. I'm glad that we got the W, though. And the defense played good enough. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know we got the W and everything. Looking at the stat sheet, we see Drake London 6 catches, 64 yards. He's going to get catches. He's going to get some yards, guys. He's a go-to player when it comes to making contested catches. Yes, but there's a very big thing on the stat sheet that is not there that people aren't talking about, and that's Kyle Pitts. 0 catches, 0 yards. I know it came off a win, y'all. That's very concerning. What can the Falcons do to fix these offensive struggles? Not just talking about Kyle Pitts, but our offensive struggles in general, because the way we played against the Saints, that is not going to give us a victory against the Bucs. And personally, hey guys, I'm going to the Bucs game this Thursday, and I don't want to see a performance like that. I need to see something good because I'm sitting in great seats, bringing the fiance to the game. We need to see the Atlanta Falcons that we expect to see. We need to see a good offensive team.
Yeah, I don't know, but the Bucks look amazing this year. They're the team to beat in this division. I also want to add on though, Tyler Algier stepped up, and it seems that he's always been stepping up when Bijan's not doing well. He had 8 carries for 60 yards, and it wasn't just his stats, but the way that he was making those plays. He was just running through people. My goodness, he's an absolute tank. And then Mooney only had 3 catches, 56 yards, but his catches were pretty big. And then Troy Anderson, he could low-key be player of the game too, bro. 17 tackles, 10 solo. He had a tackle for loss, and he also had a touchdown, that pick 6. So I think he was a player of the game for defense-wise. He was all over the place. Him and Algier are making big plays today.
Well, what can we do to fix these offensive struggles that we have right now? What do you think is a good idea? Because it just hasn't been good, man. It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Well, I don't know. Kirk needs to make better decisions, and I think the end of the game, I was texting you. I was saying just run the ball and spike it because I mean, we trust Koo obviously, We trust Koo. He hit the field goal. Why are we going for those deep shots? He almost threw like 3 interceptions in a row. And I mean, he could have had Mooney in stride too to win the game with a touchdown, but he's just making terrible decisions. Honestly, Kirk has not been good this year. I think he's one of the main factors. Bijan's not been great either. But yeah, I think Kirk's decision making could be a lot better. Obviously, you have issues with the play calling and all that. But it's just our players not stepping up, like Bijan just not stepping up and making plays when he's supposed to. So I don't know. I feel like it could be on the players a little bit more than the calls. So
Agreed. It's got to be and also you didn't mention as well that I forgot to talk about is the Falcons had a lot of flags in this game, and it hurt them in the red zone plenty of times and led to coup field goals.
yeah,
That's going to happen.
touchdown called back. Jake Matthews on the hold.
Yep,
Yeah, that was terrible
yep.
in the
Flags,
fourth
man,
quarter
hurting
too.
us, just hurting us. But you know, Falcons got a dub. We're not going to just completely talk bad about the Falcons, guys. We're completely happy. Like we're very happy right now. Don't get us wrong, but we want to see better. But if there's anybody to talk about right now, it's the Atlanta Braves. I know we came off a loss tonight, lost 4-2, but this is a big time weekend for the Atlanta fans, guys. Falcons got a dub. Falcons win. You got the Braves who went 2-0 before today, and I think we got to talk about the Atlanta Braves right now, man. They started off 2-0 versus the Royals, putting us closer and closer to a playoff spot. What about Travis d'Arnaud, man? We got to play the game winner, man. That Saturday night game winner was crazy. Braves they just know they belong in the playoffs, man. Even with all these injuries that we have, we know the identity that we have because we really are a great team that we belong in there, regardless. Golden, what's not really being talked about is the Braves pitching. The performance right now by Lopez, Max Fried, Chris Sale, they have been carrying this Braves team, and this is why we're even close in the conversation of the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
What do
well,
you think
recently,
about it?
especially the pitching, because these have been low-scoring games this series against the Royals. We really could have used the win today. We really could have. The offense hasn't been there all series. Really, Darno hit that game winner in a very low-scoring game. So, yeah, the pitching's really stepped up. I'm not surprised at all by Fried and Sale. They're two of the best pitchers, honestly, in the league. Tomorrow we've got I don't know how to say his name, Schwellenbach or whatever. I don't know how to say his name. But that's not really a guy I want to depend on with the season on the line. They are going against Meagle on the Mets, though, so another mid pitcher. We'll see. We're tied. There's a 3-way tie right now in the wild card. It's between us, the Mets, and the Diamondbacks. So we just got to take one of the two, and I believe we're in because we have a head-to-head against the Mets. So we just got to beat the Mets once. That's not asking so much. So I don't know who the pitcher is going to be for the second game. But hopefully we just get it done the first game so we don't even got to worry. We could just put our bench players in the second game, get them some at bats.
And you just bring up a thought in my mind, like talking about the injuries, and we have a pitcher pitching tomorrow that's not the greatest pitcher tomorrow. But just think about this, right? Imagine the Braves had Lopez, Max Fried, Chris Sale, and Spencer Strider. That would be one of the most nastiest pitching lineups in the entire league. I would say it is the best, but it doesn't happen because it's unlucky. And what happens in Atlanta, of all teams, is we just always tend to always be hurt. The Atlanta Hawks. We could talk about the Atlanta Hawks. That's a whole another story for another day. The Falcons for years have dealt with injuries, and then the Braves get hit with it this year. It's just very unfortunate. But we still have an opportunity, like you said, and I believe we are going to make it to the playoffs. I really do believe. Come on, one game against the Mets, guys, we can do it. But guys, we cannot close this show without talking about the Georgia and Alabama game, man. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest to the public. I fell asleep. I fell asleep in the third quarter. I turned the television off. I thought it was ball game. I got a phone call. Somebody told me to wake up. I woke up immediately and saw Ryan Williams do the most craziest play I've ever seen in my life. This guy, I'm going to say it right now. At 17 years old, I've never seen a receiver move like he has ever moved. Like he moves like a video game player. That play right there by Ryan Williams is different. How do you feel about this Georgia Alabama game? We gotta go to this. You predicted it. I'm gonna give you it. You predicted it. But my
Well,
goodness.
I feel amazing because I got this on the money, and I also got Jalen Milroe Heisman. And what did I say? I said Jalen Milroe on the ground, and what does he do? He goes 16 carries, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. And then, dude, his passes were like on the money. I mean, that touchdown pass to Jam Miller was probably the most perfectly placed pass I've ever seen in my entire life. And then, yeah, Ryan, I mean, dude, that kid is amazing. He had 6 catches, 177 yards. He averaged almost 30 yards a catch, a touchdown, and then that 75-yard touchdown for game. Yeah, this was a great game. Carson Beck he's stinky, bro. 3 touchdowns, but those 3 interceptions, and he was seeing ghosts out there in the first half. You obviously turned it up a little bit. It was a good game. It was a good comeback. Gave the fans what they wanted. Gave America what they wanted in a great game. But it was always Jalen Milroe. It was always Bama, #1 team in the nation now. No, there's no stopping Bama, bro. There's no stopping Bama.
Be careful now. I'm a Tennessee Vols fan, y'all. Do not let this guy fool you. Do not let this guy fool you. He's a Jalen Milroe fan, guys. It's very understandable. The guy's a stud. But he's got to come to Neyland. He's got to come to Neyland, boys. He's got to come to Neyland. And that is not an easy place to win at. But you just made me think of a point with Carson Beck. Look, okay, the stats do not show how he truly did play, okay? That, what I call a performance like that is a Dak Prescott type of performance. That is a stat padding performance, and it was not beautiful, guys. Atlanta fans, if you are watching this and you're a Georgia fan, you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. Deep inside, you know I'm telling the truth because that was not a performance you want out of your quarterback. He had you down 28-0 because he was throwing passes that should not have been thrown. Like this was looking like second to third string type quarterback passes. And the reason why is because you're missing, like we said in the previous show, losing Brock Bowers, losing Lad McConkey. It's a different ball game when you're not having those guys, man. And what also I will defend him though. Georgia got out of the way they played. They did not start off running the ball like the way they Georgia always tends to just pound the rock early, getting you stacking the box and hitting you with the deep ball. They did not do that. They started off targeting. They started off throwing the ball deep early in the game. And I'm like, well, this is not Georgia football. But with that being said, they got a lot to clean up. Amazing comeback though. I'm not gonna just disrespect the way they play because you got to show love to the Georgia defense for making stops. And
Yeah,
Carson Beck,
shout out Xavier Brown, bro. I went to middle school with him. He had the game-winning interception. Let's go. California, baby.
and the thing is, he should have never even had that interception because Carson Beck is out here targeting the end zone with 43 seconds. But you know what that reminds me of that we did, guys. I got to turn the page because this is just blowing my mind. Kirk Cousins throwing the ball in the end zone, guys. He's trying to make a greedy play, throwing that touchdown pass, try to throw a touchdown pass to Darnell Mooney to close the game out, which we only needed 10 yards. Or we could have just ran the ball, spiked the ball, and kicked the field goal.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Just
what are we doing there, man? But anyways, shout out to Alabama, man. Definitely, that's a scary team. That's a very scary team. They are the #1 team in the nation right now. And I think Texas is not on Alabama's level. Texas fans, they are not Alabama's level. Okay, it's Alabama's world until they come to Neyland.
yeah, I'm having second thoughts about Texas too.
Yeah, and
Against Bama, yeah.
well, they don't have Quinn Ewers, but
Arch
guys,
Manning?
is he better than Arch Manning? That's another story for another day. But hey, thank you guys for watching the Southern Spotlight Show. Hit the like and subscribe on this video. We definitely want you guys to subscribe and keep on watching because we're gonna come out with some content and we're gonna come out with a lot of entertainment and we're gonna joke around, right? So why not want to subscribe to a show like this? But show coming up soon. We're gonna go on our Atlanta Day show and should be out very soon. Got a lot to talk about. My
After the
Falcons.
Braves make the playoffs, let's go.
After the Braves make the playoffs, but we're gonna talk about the Falcons and Bucks, and we actually have a player spotlight for the Falcons. And come on, guys, it's Younghoe Koo. It has to be Younghoe Koo. After a day like this, man, we're gonna talk about Younghoe Koo. You guys gonna learn about him. But like I said, give us a like and subscribe, and you guys will see you on the next one.
Peace.